Welcome back to Kenosha Community Media, and we've got a great guest for us today. And we are talking with Mara Trusty at the production manager at Sun Prairie Media Centers. Mara, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Jason.
Well, Mara, let's get a little background with you. How did you get started into media production?
Oh, sure. After completing a bachelor's degree at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, I started working in a couple of elementary schools in Madison. And at that time, I decided to take a couple classes just kind of in my spare time when I wasn't working towards a degree in digital art and video production. And when I finished that, I began looking for an opportunity to use my degree. I was hired part-time by FACT TV, or Fitchburg Access Cable Television, and I worked there for a few years.
When did you go to Sun Prairie Media Center?
After a short time with Fitchburg, I was hired full-time for creating local commercials with Charter Media, and that was local commercials that would go across the Midwest. So Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Nebraska, states like that. And then when I saw a full-time position open in Sun Prairie, I jumped at that because after being introduced to community media in Fitchburg, I really had this strong connection with what they were doing. And once I saw Sun Prairie had an opening, I really jumped on board, and here I am.
Well, let's hear all about it. What is Sun Prairie Media Center?
Oh, Sun Prairie Media Center is the coolest place. We have people who come in here who create programming that varies all across the board. But Sun Prairie Media Center is a community media space for people in the community to come in and create and share what they create with the community. So we're creating all types of things that would inform or entertain the Sun Prairie residents. I am only one of 3 production managers that we have here at the Media Center. My role is mainly with one of our channels, which is called K-Sun. And K-Sun really is geared towards the adults that we have in the community. So any kind of adult programming that people want to put out, but also it includes city government meetings, school board meetings. We cover our high school sports. So right now we are in the thick of doing football right now, especially with having 2 high schools. The second high school just opened this year. So now we have 2 teams to cover going forward. So we're kind of working through all of that. But we also have adults come in and use the studio and create programming like they do in many other community media centers. Yeah, so we have an on-location production workshop. The on-location production workshop teaches you how to use our cameras on location outside of the studio. So how to set up and how to really take advantage of being in a different location. Say it could be outside, it could be at a park, and we will give you all the tips and tricks on how to not only use the equipment, but also what are some good things to keep in mind while you're out on location recording. We also have a post-production workshop. The post-production workshop is for everything that happens after you're done recording. We also offer a radio workshop where you learn how to use the radio station and anything that has to do with audio, podcasting, recording music, recording talk, things like that. So you'd be introduced to the equipment that we have here for recording any audio type of a production. And then we also have a workshop that will walk you through how to use our studios here. We do have 2 video production studios, fully wired for audio and video, that also has a control room attached to it. So you could be in the seat of the director, or you could be a camera person, and we'll show you how all of that stuff works as well. So we currently have 4 different workshops that an individual could sign up for, and we would work with you one-on-one or with a group. And then we also have, in the room that I'm standing in right now, is a row of iMac workstations that have software for editing video projects, your audio and graphics. So just about anything can happen. Even animation can happen on the computers that are here in the room that I'm in. So not only do we have things here, but we will also check out equipment as well. So Jason, like if you wanted to do something on location or record something somewhere else, we would check out any kind of cameras for you. We also have all different types of microphones that you could use. We have tripods. We have some different lighting situations that you could check out some stuff to kind of help with that. And we also have kits for recording podcasts at home as well.
You kind of touched on it a little bit before, but maybe those who don't know about Kids 4, what is Kids 4?
Oh, Kids 4 is a unique program and very unique to not only Sun Prairie, but to the world probably. So it just really focuses on introducing media literacy to children specifically. And these children that are in the Kids 4 program are in grades 4 through 8. And they would go through a year-long program with the Media Center where we kind of immerse them into a curriculum that teaches them not just only how to watch a lot of media or all that media intake that's in front of them, like on their phones or on TV or on YouTube, but actually how to create that media as well. So they also become media creators. They're doing things like creating their own news programs or creating their own commercials or animations. They could be out reporting in Sun Prairie on different topics. They could also be doing creative things like making a movie with friends or getting on the radio themselves. So we have had some kids who do have their own radio show on our local channel here.
Sun 103.5, is that correct? Let's hear about that.
Yep, 103.5, the Sun Community Radio. So if you were to tune your dial to 103.5 FM here in the Sun Prairie area, you would be able to hear what's going on directly from the station here. So some of it is pre-recorded and some of it is live. We have community volunteers who come in to create all of the programming, and that programming can vary from a music format to talk, just all over the place. It can be live, it can be live on location, it can be live from the studio here, but it is a low power radio station that we started in 2015.
So there's a lot of content creators. You got a lot of tools there at Sun Prairie Media Center. So where can we see this content on Sun Prairie Community?
Oh, sure. So our two channels, we have our K-Sun and then the Kids 4 channel for the kids program that I was just talking about. Those two can be viewed on both Charter Spectrum and also TDS. K-Sun is available on channel 983 on Spectrum and channel 13 and 1013 on TDS. Kids 4 is just one channel up from that, so 984 on Charter Spectrum and 14 and 1014 on TDS. But in addition to those cable channels that we also have some apps where you can download our programming. So if you were to look up either Sun Prairie or K-Sun on Apple TV or Roku, go ahead and download that app and you can view us streaming live there as well as on demand. The 103.5 radio station is of course available on 103.5 FM, but it's also available to watch or to, listen streaming on sunprairiemediacenter.com. And then also there is an app that we have, a smartphone app that encompasses all three of those entities. So KSUN Kids 4 and 103.5 The Sun is available on a smartphone app. So just search Sun Prairie Media Center in your Google Play or smartphone, wherever you go to download all of your apps. And you would be able to download that, and you'd be able to watch and listen to all of that streaming live, as well as listen and watch to all of our podcasts, content, programs, whenever you want.
So if those who want to get involved with community media or Sun Prairie Community Media Center, is there a phone number or a website they should go to get involved?
Oh, yeah, we'd love to talk to anybody who wants to get involved. So our phone number is 608-837-4193, or you can email staff@sunprairiemediacenter.com.
Okay. Well, Mara, I just want to thank you so much for talking with us today. Sun Prairie Media Center just did an excellent job of the community, and we thank you so much for talking with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Jason.